So Simon, we'll have a little session on what we can do with Moodle. So Moodle, I used Moodle for my previous classes and I found it very useful. In fact, this is the page where I used it. And for the current semester, in fact, I'm working with Dr. Roshan, and we both are teachers in this course, so we both can do a lot of work in this. So basically, this is the login page for Moodle, as in, and we are also having our own civil engineering Moodle domain. So School of Civil Engineering Moodle.pac.in. So for instance, this is the welcome screen which people will see, and what you can do in this is amazing, to tell the truth. So if you come here, for instance, I got JS Pakiraj as the teacher ID. JSP I use for my as just to see if I'm a student what happens. So these are the courses where I have actually used Moodle, and in this particular environmental engineering course, if you see, I'm able to conduct quizzes, I'm able to give assignments, and also I can give some videos, like I can say portions of the videos can be taken and put into the presentation to the questions, so that people can use these videos and extend on it, for instance.
This is our primary building, and the sewage is coming in. We're gonna
It means that for that question, what you want the student to see, that is also possible to be shown.
Does it have any storage limits?
There are soft storage limits, but this one is streamed directly from YouTube, so this will not affect your storage in any way. And yes, we can set, for instance, 2 MB uploads and things like that. So here, these are the topics. So if you are going to have some discussion on a topic, then those all can be seen here. For instance, introduction to drinking water treatment. So you can just go into this and go ahead. So now, do you want to start? So for instance, we have already seen this a little. So it is just in the middle. So now, for instance, this is the drinking water objectives which we have put into the course. So these can be like the bullet points what you want to give your students. So this will be the next part of that, drinking water parameters, because I didn't go too much into that. I have not uploaded content into that portion. So this is another thing which actually happens. What I have done here is, here I have given classification based on the category what I thought was correct. So for instance, I was taking construction engineering, civil and structural engineering would have been my strength of materials lab. So if you see, these course categories can be put up initially and kept, and under that courses can be given. And you can put, if suppose our school is going to give you the topics, you can have the topics put in here, and under that the school itself will probably give you a space where you put your subject. So it's very easy to get this. This is usually called a shell. Excuse me. So inside this, for instance, I got my term and viva here. So it's my previous lab, and also there was a poll which I conducted, but I don't think I got the poll results. I mean, there was no participation. There was no motivation for people to give it. So I didn't also push it too much. But for instance, look at this viva. So now, the moment you open it, 29 people have taken the viva. So as a faculty member, what you will like is to see how easy it is to grade.
Yes.
Now, if you see, the people just do it, and then they are automatically graded. Now, for example, for Ravi Roshan, he had not finished the test properly. So I had to manually grade it. So that's why if you see, just put 0 stroke 6.36. Immediately you will know that there's been a manual grading. So let us just go in and see what happens. Because this was a manual grading, that's why you had that stroke. But most of this stuff is automatically done. In fact, in this particular case, I had to just do a little back-end work, and then then it had to come. So let me just visit this again. Now, if you see, if you look at this, the question answer automatically it is just giving, and the feedback. This is the standard feedback, so you can modify the feedback. For instance, if you really like it. So here, this is just that load cell is the correct thing. So automatically, it's just mentioning that load cell is the thing, and you can see how he has done it. So he started this on 29 at 12:06. Okay, and then he finally saved it at 12:23. Okay, but this is because of that regrading. I had to make some modifications, so that is why this number is coming as a different, like 23 November.
Okay.
Although it is not actually like that. So you, as the student progresses, he will know how he is progressing, how many questions he is doing. So show one. These are all other things like show one page at a time. So in fact, this is how he would have seen it. Okay. This is not much. And how do you set up this quiz? Probably, I mean, like that might be the
Yes.
next question. I feel. I'm sorry if I'm presuming.
No.
So basically, it is very simple, and probably yes, I'll still demonstrate on this itself. So, for instance, strength of materials lab. All you have to do is there are two ways you can actually do a quiz. You are now going to do the editing. Like when you're going to add some data, remove some data. So you're always going to turn editing on. Now you notice that all these are come off. That is, you can move this up and down.
Okay.
In fact, I'm sure you find it self-explanatory. This is a typical thing. So I can move the section up, move down. It's that simple. Just drag and drop. Now I can add resources. As in, a resource will be something which gives more information. For instance, a file about this, a folder with other data about this experiment. And this is a learning management system standard. And some other things like page, URL, usually that YouTube link, all that is a URL which you give. So these are all things which you can add under this. Book will be a collection of information which a student, but you are providing the content for it. So stuff like that. Maybe if you want to upload a PDF file, it will be a file.
Basically, when you told about those URLs, that YouTube videos,
Yes.
when it starts from the middle, how to
That one, okay, that one I'll just show it to you on a YouTube video itself. It's a feature of YouTube, it's not my feature,
Okay.
to tell the truth. So I cannot take any credit for that. And this is how it works. Okay, so, okay, these are some of the videos which I was looking at last. So here we go, maybe this 10 top ships in storm. Now when I come here, for instance, I want to
fine.
So the moment you put that, yeah, I'm sure you
Yes,
get the picture. And we'll just come back here then. Now, yes. So these are some resources which you can give for this. For instance, this might be a module in Cal, or it might be your unit, or you might divide your unit into two. That's your wish. You can add more. You can delete some if you want. Deleting is just simply pressing this button, but I'm not doing it.
Okay.
And here you have assignment, which people can give in manually. I'll just show my assignment in the present classroom which I'm doing, where I have actually asked them to give assignment. You can chat. It's an activity, so the chat can be for a particular duration and so many other things. So in any case, probably I'll just go to my present class, and then I can show you better. Go to my courses. So here we have CLE 2 and 7, which I'm taking in the inter semester. So here, for example, this is one assignment which I gave the students. So now, for instance, if I want to, it's just that matter of typing it out. Like I can type in Word, paste it here, and if suppose I want to see how they have done, so I can just go to. Let me just go. I'll just click the assignment so that it goes into that assignment module, and it's just loading. When we scroll down, we have this view or grade all submissions. So just click view or grade all submission. So there are, for instance, I have enrolled myself as a student so that in case I want to see how things are done, I'll be able to see. And also, it also shows over here that this assignment is overdue by how many days and hours. So this gentleman has submitted his assignment for grading. He has dropped off, in fact, so it doesn't matter. But if you notice, it's all consistent. Both of us have not given. So let us go and see this person's grading. So now I can say prevent submission changes. Or if I want to grant him an extension, excuse me, please, for an individual student, I have the right to grant an extension. So grading, this is a written assignment, so we need to go in a little and probably read it before we do the grading. So as of now, if I change the status, it would change. So now I can give a grade out of 100 after I read what he has done. So here is what he has written. I am going to see the online text. So he has done this. He has uploaded pictures.
It not necessarily should be a picture, it can also be a video.
It can be a video also, yeah, right. So he can upload a video also. So whatever he wants to do, he can do. So immediately you can give a grade out of 10. So I'm just having a look at it. It looks okay. It looks okay to me. So I can just give 80, and I can also probably I just wanted to check his name out. Anyway, so I can just say good job, for instance. And then when I give notify student, he'll get a mail that I have actually. He's got. His submission has been graded. So this is one of the best parts of this system. That was one which I have graded. The other one I'll have to grade. So here we go. For instance, we have. So here his grade has appeared. His grade has appeared. I'm again going to grade this gentleman's submission. If we sit continuously and see, for instance, probably we'll be able to immediately make out if suppose anybody what one person has done over the other. So he has done a lot of copy paste work. It's obvious he just couldn't have written the entire thing, and still the effort is good. So I'm still I can give any grade I want. I'm not giving him good job or anything.
Okay.
So here if you see save changes, save and show us. I think it's quite obvious. So like this we can do the entire class. This is something about manual grading, okay, of an assignment. And
so the notifications, whatever he is getting now. So when we upload an assignment, how does he get notification?
Frankly, I have not thought about that, but I'm sure that there is something where you can notify. Like I can send mass messages.
Yes.
But the moment it is done, I don't think it is done. Now this one is actually my SMTP server, which helps me monitor stuff. So normally you don't get to see this mail. Inside Moodle it's very secure. But what I am actually doing is, right, okay, this is another thing. Okay, this mail will come. So what mail the student gets, I will be able to see.
Yes.
But only because I'm using this SMTP server. Or mostly I use it only because I know that there's no other way the student. There's no other way I know what the system is trying to communicate with. So for that reason, I'm actually using that. I hope you are clear with this assignment model. And yes, messaging, there is a messaging mode where you can send a message, much like what you have in the FSC system. So yeah, now actually the thing is, if you want to put a quiz, you again come back to the dashboard, come back to the main sheet. So where you want the quiz to be put in, like whether it is going to be as part of your module or as part of your overall picture. So that counts. So here, for instance, this has been kept outside all the topics. Okay. So the topic one is here. In fact, because I asked it to show the whole thing, it is showing. I can make it like only a brief thing is shown. All that we can just change. Because we have given this to show the whole thing, it is just showing a lot of data. And of course, here is another important thing. Like assignments can be from 17th to due date 19th. That's why that 4 days it was saying. And I can also give a cutoff date. So we can make it online text like what I did, or file submission where somebody can just upload files. This is what we do in our not FFCS, our this program which we are undergoing IST or something. Yes. So in that we actually have this file submission. Now here I can also give word limit. So online text, if you go to just copy paste, I don't want him to do that. I can put a word limit also. Okay. Now I can just hide this, for instance. Okay, that means this will not be shown. Grading is done. Actually, because grading is done, I don't see why we should do it. So notify graders about submissions. Okay, so you can see this. This is what I think we wanted to know. If they are late in submission, we can ask it. Okay, and default setting for notify students. Yes, we are notifying students. These probably, like, I'm also not too clear what it does, but yeah. So here, suppose we say click. Some of the students didn't click yes, so it didn't get submitted.
Yeah.
So I ran into trouble. So nowadays I make it automatically. It will submit. Okay, feedback type is what feedback you want to give the students. So inline comment will go inside the things. So if I do inline comments, my comment will be as part of their text. So these are some of the things which we have here. And I'm sorry, I keep giving that question. I'll give you about a quiz and I'm keeping on moving out of that. So what happens here is we have a question bank. This is a very powerful feature, I feel. So for instance, I'm not going to give a new quiz. Excuse me. Thank you. So you are having already some questions here. Some questions have already been given in this. So we can make a quiz out of this. So for instance, what I do is we have categories. So whenever you go, you create your categories. Like how you are going to make your thing. So what I do is I make it into the what aspect I want to test. I have the easy, hard, and medium. So the moment I start a test, I will be able to put the questions. But just understand what these categories are. This I learned from the experience which I had previously. For instance, I'll again visit strength of materials or something else where there are more questions, so that it'll feel a little easy to understand. So again, I can just go to those categories, and then I go to strength of materials. Now here, let us here already there's a huge question bank, like a much bigger question bank with questions, categories, everything. So these are the categories which are there. I can give a default for strength of materials, which means it doesn't matter from where it comes. So for each of these experiments, I got the number of questions which are there are also given against it. Okay, now what happens is I want to create a new quiz. I'll just simply go to. Let me just go back because in the home page only we normally generate quizzes. So add an activity. I add quiz. So here, okay, let's say sample quiz. Right. So you can give a description if you want. If you give a description, it will help the students. That's the biggest. That's the benefit here. And if I give description on the first page, the entire description, like it was quite big for the last one.
Yes.
That will appear. But if you don't want it to appear, yeah, that's also fine. So here's timing. I can open and close the quiz anytime I want. Okay, for example, it's just doing 14:2. That should have been the time when I opened the page.
Okay. And
then I can also close the quiz at any time I want. It means people will not be able to submit beyond this time. And you can give a time limit. Okay. So usually what I do is I give a little extra time. I might say 10 minutes, but I give a little extra because there might be a network congestion or something. And open attempts are submitted automatically is a better thing, I feel. If a student doesn't do the submission, if we wait for him to press finish and he doesn't do it, then it again comes back to us we will have to go into the database, drill to his account. So that's a little painful. So I just let it go. So the way it is graded, Okay, usually, like there are other grading, like you can give some rubrics and you can give attempts also. So probably one attempt will be the best. And layout, how many pages, like new page every question, or how you want it. You can do it so that free navigation is he'll be able to go from one question to another.
Yes.
As like 1 to 10, first question 2, 3. Sequentially means he has to answer one then
and
only
then
go to the next. So, for instance, if you are having the lab, a computer lab, for instance, so you want to test his skill on a particular experiment. So you will give him the quiz on that experiment. Then at the end you will have the corresponding stat file, for instance, what he has to say correct. So he'll have to download that stat file, trace all the errors, correct it, and then upload it again. So he will this will make it a little challenging for him because he has to debug the stat file. He doesn't have to create a stat file which anybody could probably do. So now what happens? He goes in a sequence, finishes off his theory part. So if he knows his theory, then only he gets this problem that also is in your hands.
Yes.
Almost. So this is one good thing. So we can shuffle within questions and you get this answer. Deferred feedback means the feedback which comes to the bottom, like this is the correct answer. And also you can give penalties. Wrong question, how much he loses. If suppose he wants to have another attempt, am I reducing 24% marks? So these all we can just agree with the students at the onset itself and then proceed. So appearance, show user picture, all this is this one. So you can give a restriction on extra attempts. For example, I can give a password. That means other students will not be able to do this. So you can delay between first and second attempts. It means that he has to study the book, then only he has to go ahead. In fact, in this, the modules are such that you can put in your a condition that he has to read this page for 10 minutes. He has to be on that page for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So hopefully he'll at least read. So this one usually is better that you just leave it like that. Yeah. So overall feedback what we can give. If suppose he's got 100%, you can say, yeah, congratulations, great. So all that you can just put it. Yeah. Okay. So this is how we set up a quiz. Now we have actually set up this quiz, and we have to add questions to the quiz. Now we can add from the question bank. That is the easiest. So I'm just going and editing this. I'm sorry, this will edit only the name. So yeah, edit settings. Now we have to add questions to this. Sorry. Just one minute. Yeah, so when you come, say I can edit the quiz. It itself is same. There's no questions. So now we will add questions. So how we add questions? It's very simple. You just say a new question. You can type it out. Okay. So for instance, these are the types of things. You can have a calculated field where you can say 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and you can say you can just make a plus b is equal to what. So this instead of a, the system can itself add values and then do it. So that's calculated multi-choice. I'm sure you get what it means. Then calculated simple. This is it just gives it's a much simpler version of the same calculated thing. And sometimes if suppose you wanted to read a passage and then give the answer based on that, that's just close. Essay type, I'm sure you understand that. But this will require manual training. Matching, multiple choice. So this one, so you can just add, for instance,
So for each and every question we can do this.
Yeah, we can do this, or in the question bank when you generate, you will be doing this.
Okay.
So what happens is, suppose you take this course over a period of say 2 years. Every time if you add say 20 questions for each module, you have 40 questions at the end of this. So suppose this is keeping on increasing and you keep adding, you have a huge database. For each module 40, you have say 5 modules, you have 200 questions. If this keeps on increasing, then you'll find that at the end of say 4 years or 5 years, you've got a dynamic and a very huge question bank, which students might find it, if they know it and they learn it, it still satisfies the purpose. Yeah. If they don't learn, the chances of copying is reduced to that level, to that much. So here you can, everywhere you have to give a question name. Normally I prefer to give the answer also. And go ahead. So for instance, this is a true or false question. So let's see. I'm giving it in default category default for this one. Anyway, this one I'll have to. Default answer is now. This is a little subjective. Anyway, I say it is true. It's easy. Moodless easy. So I can give a feedback. Like great job. It is really easy. Or and if suppose there's a feedback for wrong again. So if you don't give this, it will give the default values. What it has already. Yeah. So this is something which I am giving or you are giving. So am I going to allow multiple tries for this? Penalty for each try, and then these are tags. As in, if you want to search questions about a particular category, for example, a strength of materials question will still be applicable for structural analysis. So that sort of things, if you're wanting to do, that you can do. So I can just do save changes. I don't want to edit it. So this is one question which we're adding physically into the thing here. Now I can add from question bank also. I can change the marks. Also, if suppose I'm so biased, I want this fellow to answer only to my favor. I can do 10 marks here. Okay. So maximum grade is, say for example, 15. So that means we have to get totally a 15 marks. We can also have questions which are much higher value. Some of this might come to 25. It will rescale to excuse me. So we can add more questions from question bank. Okay. So question bank is here. So I can say these are the categories, main categories. From experiment 1, I want one question, for instance. So I can either choose and choose these questions. And I add selected questions with this. It means that for unit 1, questions have been added. Okay, so these two will be from unit 1 only. Internally, I've already asked that the questions be shuffled and all that sort of stuff. So I can shuffle here also. And I can also add a random question. So from where do you want a random question asked? I want a random question. Excuse me. Ask from here. 3 random questions. Okay. Create category. I'm sorry, I should have given only add random questions. So okay, let me just. You get a mistake, I hope. So I want a random question from, for example, this one. How many questions? 2. If there are sub-question categories, please ask them that also. I'm giving that a So here we go. So here this is random. So what are the questions you can see here if you want? Every time a student attempts, he'll be getting a new question. And these also will be shuffled. Excuse me, please.
So it shuffles only for that third question.
Yeah, for the fourth question. For the fourth question. This is a random question from this category. In this one, it's fixed. So that only will come.
So in case if I am going to give some weightages for each and every question, and again I'm going to convert it into say some factor and
you don't have to worry about it. For example, 3, 4, 5 is only here. Okay. So let us take this test and see what it does. So I only given 5 marks, but maximum grade is 10. Okay, it will accept it. Now I can actually see the question here, or I have to log in as a student and then do it. So probably yes, I'll just log in as a student and hope I don't make fun of myself. Right, here we go. And I'll just log in. Now this is the front page. All the courses which are there are just coming up. And here we go, JSP. I just come here. Thought of use my password. So now for instance, in strength of materials, it says your quizzes that are due. So this sample quiz I have to do. In fact, it will also go to all my other students. So time limit is 15 minutes. This is how the student will have a look at this. So limit of proportionality and elastic limit are the same. Okay. So actually they are not the same, but I am just giving true so that we know what happens when it does. Okay. So in the test specimen, okay, the laboratories with for our things, it's always compression on top and tension at the bottom. And here we go. Next question. And the greatest stress without a permanent set is within elastic limit. Here it is. Okay. I think we have 5 questions, right?
Yes.
So I say more or less easy. I will not contradict myself. So here we go. The elastic beam deflection does not depend upon. So anyway, actually none of the above. Here we go. So now this was a sequential thing. In fact, you can go back also. You can return to attempts. If suppose I want to go and have a look at it, or I just submit and finish. Now when you submit and finish, till now we didn't get any. What shall I say? We didn't get any feedback. So here we get a feedback. So this diagram was uploaded by me with the answers, so that's why it is coming here. Oops, sorry. Okay. So now if we come here, we can see the answers have been graded. The student immediately gets his marks. He knows his marks. That's it. Finish review. That's it. I'm looking at it as a student. Okay. Now it has already rescaled it. It has automatically rescaled it and given it to you. So you don't have to sit and do it. So suppose quiz 1 is supposed to be given for say 5 marks by the department. You can give 25 marks or even 23 marks or 11 marks. But probably you're not to tell the students that this is the grading thing, criteria. And so now we'll again return here as a teacher. And here it is. Now, the quiz should be here. Now I can see the grades. Here is the grade. So actually you can preview the quiz. As how a student will have a look at it, that you can also see. In fact, this is the teacher's view. You can start a new preview also if you want. But we will not go into that part. I'm just going to go into the results. So enrolled users, only one has taken. Now you can see a bar chart as to how effective your test has been. Whether it follows a standard distribution or whether it had been too easy. So all this you can immediately just by looking at it you can tell. So how the distribution, like for instance, which question was actually difficult? If you remember, our question was 1. One we answered wrongly. But this is the correct sequence under which it was distributed. So you can see which question people found it difficult to answer. So many things are just taken. You're just able to see it, and you can review the attempt as a teacher. And if suppose, for instance, in some cases there were some rounding errors in my problems, so all the answers were 0. So that was not the student's fault. So you can go and give a override. It means I can, even though I know it's wrong, okay, and I want to give say 0.5. For instance, I can do that. Okay, now let us see what happens to his grade, to my grade in fact. It's not saved now. So these changes have been done. Yeah, so I think you get a picture as to what happens here. So when I started, when I finished, everything is, it is just shown. And yeah, let's preview the results now. I'm sorry, let's go to the results now. Results, grades. So here is the grade. Now if you see, I am getting 1 because I have manually overwritten it. There's a slight change in this one, and I can just export this as a table of values. So it's that easy. Basically, if you would have seen that how to create a course, how to conduct assignments, how to do tests. In addition to this, if you see, there are so many other modules. You can have a chat, and you don't have to be physically present. You'll have a chat window much like your Yahoo chat of former days. Okay. And yeah, and also we have integrated Big Blue button into this, which is actually a mechanism wherein you can cast your screen to students across the web. In fact, they can also ask questions. Okay. Like the class which Professor Dr. Raju is handling. So these are some of the things in Moodle. Do you have any other questions?
I think once when work becomes easy to use also.
Okay. And would you be interested in adopting this for
Yes, sure,
one of
sure.
your course?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, in that case, I will have one more interaction with you on this. I will show you how I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Because there is some backend like which course you want to do to just identify and keep it. We will set it up for you. We'll set up a shell for you, and then we can do it. And thank you very much for this assignment.
Thank you, sir.